responds to the situation. He's used to the 2. The 100 puts more pressure on him. But again, it's the pressure of the 3-time world champion in the middle of the track, Dwight.
All right, you know, to touch on what you're saying on this issue, coaches constantly talk to sprinters about not getting rattled by starters. Everybody has to start the same. If it's held a little longer, stay cool, stay cool, stay cool. And, you know, I can understand them being annoyed, but you got to stay cool.
Well, at the risk of making too much of a stretch of an analogy, a lot of baseball players aren't really that crazy about the umpire strike zone sometimes either, but he's the umpire.
I think that's a good point. And you can't turn around and complain all the time.
That's correct. Get a reputation for being a complainer. I hate when that happens. All right, start number 3. They did not really fully start in start number 2, so maybe not so much energy, but now it becomes very tense, and it becomes really a race with a swirling wind. Tyson in the middle, Tyson Gay in the middle of the track in lane 5.
Set.
When he really held him that time. Atkins out well in 4. Spearman way back. Here comes Tyson Gay in 5 in the middle. Right next to him, that is Doc Patton. And it's going to be Tyson Gay barely holding off. Doc Patton unofficially 10.05. We will get the wind information for you as soon as we can, but that's the best I've seen Doc Patton look in a long time. He raced Tyson Gay all the way to the finish line. And Wallace Spearman just got left in the blocks on that start.
He's not a good starter, Spearman. You can see him way back on the right-hand side. He is out of it. He closes well, but he doesn't start well. Gay gets out well, but also Darvis, Doc Patton, as everybody calls him, an Olympic silver medalist in the 4x1 relay 4 years ago, almost beats Tyson Gay, and the time was very respectable, Dwight. We're still waiting for the official time to show up on the screen. Slight headwind, 10.05 seconds. The wind was virtually negligible. Into the headwind of about 1/4 mile an hour, so nothing worth talking about. Here's the head-on view, and Gay holds together well. His 200-meter strength holds well over the last 20 meters, and he holds off Patton for the victory.
And Tyson is down with Lewis.
All right, thanks. Well, let's first of all get to the start of this thing. Multiple false starts. How does that affect you as you come out here hoping to run fast?
Considering this is my first race of the year, that really made me nervous. Had to refocus, and I was twitching a little bit in the blocks.
Right, and then as you're coming down the line here and Doc Patton was pressing you on the right, talk about the recovery, because it looked to me like you were not with him at the start.
Yeah, I think he may have had a better start. Me and him actually been doing block starts together, so it was kind of like practicing. I was a little surprised, but we both ran a good race.
And so what does a dress rehearsal like this, a big meet opportunity, hoping to run fast, how does this help you as you look forward to the Olympic trials and also to Beijing?
It helps me a lot because it's about the victory. The more I win, the more confidence I have.
All right, Tyson, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Dwight?
You know, he talks to his mother, Daisy Lowe, every single day, and she says, I calm him down on race day, and we're close. He sometimes calls within a half an hour of the race. They have a great relationship, and he says he's very effective at helping him calm down.
So Gay winning it by 100th over Doc Patton and Derek Atkins, this bronze medalist from last summer's World Championships, ending up 3rd. Okay, that was exciting. 2 real good races, back with a whole lot more to come. Tyson Gay still going to run the 200 later.
Inside.
Usain Bolt, the youngster from Jamaica who won a 200-meter silver medal, but he ran the 2nd fastest time in history down in Jamaica recently.
All of 6 feet 6+ inches tall, about 200 pounds. Nobody that size has ever done anything like this in history in the sprints. The fastest guy in the world came within 2/100ths of a second of his countryman Asapa Powell's 100 meters. They will face off next week. 2 weeks from now, Asapa Powell, Usain Bolt versus Tyson Gay at the Reebok Grand Prix.
Well, you know, Tyson Gay said it all. He's the one that has the medals. He may not have the time yet, but he's the world champion in 3 events. Asapa Powell breaking that world record after getting a bronze medal in the 100 in Osaka. Usain Bolt, a 200-meter silver medalist, but nothing in the way of hardware in the 100. That may all change in Beijing, but it also could change in New York in a couple of weeks. Usain Bolt has run there at the Reebok Grand Prix a number of times. Maybe that is where it will all come together.
And we'll have that right here for you live on ESPN2, that meet, the Grand Prix meet itself.
All right, in our second hour, we still have a lot of action to show you, including the men's 1500, Bernard Lagat, women's hurdles, meters, but let's flash back to that 100-meter race earlier, won by Tyson Gay.
Dwight, it looked to me like a little bit of a struggle for him today. It didn't look as flashy. Top-end speed, I think, is the best in the world. It didn't quite show here. Doc Patton ran him dead even through most of the race, especially in the last half. And Gay eked it out with his excellent 200-meter strength.
But we are ready now for the Visa men's 200 meters. Meet record held by Wallace Spearman, and Tyson Gay has the best time in the world in 2008, and he will be starting out of lane 6.
20 seconds flat he ran, and that was down at the Jamaica Invitational just over a week ago. And he got down last year to 1962 at the World Indoor Championship, so you can see that little margin of improvement. This guy is another scary guy for sprinters. This is the X-Man, Xavier Carter, and went through some injuries last year, but a tremendous talent at this distance.
Well, the last time I saw him, he was flat on his stomach, having a cramp at the U.S. Nationals. Here's how they will line up. Rodney Martin is one to watch in lane 4, Gay in 6, X-Man in 7. And we'll tell you that the women's race was won by Moona Lee in the world leading time of 22.30. Moona Lee, a finalist in Athens in the 200 meters, where she finished 7th. So she is right on track to make a repeat or a return performance in Beijing. But now all eyes on Tyson Gay. I'm sure he's going to want to show us something after that 100, which he's probably a little disappointed in. Show us what he can do in the 200 meters.
I tell you, this guy holds them a long time.
And they don't like it, and we've had a lot of false starts this afternoon, which is unfortunate really for everyone, us, the crowd, and of course the athletes.
All you're talking here is a split second. You're talking hundredths of a second to get the gun out faster, in my opinion. Yeah, that was the outside.
Omar Brown guilty of the false start, but it's no matter. Now there's a false start on the entire field.
On your mark.
It's tough running out there in lane 9 with nobody to key off of. So resetting, Tyson Gay is in lane 6, Rodney Martin in 4, gets to draw off of him, and Tyson Gay runs the turn awfully well. And then the X-Man out in lane 7.
Worst false starts I've ever seen in the meet in terms of numbers and what's going on. Worst. Got to correct it.
Hear that wind whipping up.
And that wind is going to help them around this turn for sure. It's going to blast guys around the turn, and then they're going to have to cope with it a little bit down the home stretch.
And Gay is burning the turn. Tyson Gay comes off the turn first by a long way. Now let's see if he can hold it. X-Man is trying to gain some ground, but it's not looking sort of good. Tyson Gay, Xavier Carter, Rodney Martin trying to hold on, and it's Tyson Gay easily across the line in 20.07, eased up.
Second fastest time in the world, Dwight. He's got the first, and he definitely probably could have, I say definitely, I think he could have got 19.9 something if he had just run through the tape.
They've corrected it to 20.08. We are waiting for the wind on that.
He runs the turns extraordinarily well, does Gay. He gets out there with courage, he blasts it, and then the goal is to hold on. Wallace Spearman has said often, I have trouble sometimes trying to max out the 200s, and he can learn from the way Tyson does this. He burns the turn really hard, and look at him. He's got a step or two on everybody, and then he relies on his training and his fitness and his form, and he holds together well. Look at the arm action. It's superb, upright, running extraordinarily well. And here, with 5, 6, 7 steps to go, he just eases back.
And wow. It's a -0.17 headwind, about a 4-mile-an-hour